Hi everyone. So we meet again for yet another session in our value investing series. Hope you are enjoying the rally which is going on in our Indian market. So as always, my advice would be don't be carried away by the short-term volatility. Market is bound to go up and down in a shorter term, but in a longer term, it is sure that our Indian market is going to outperform majority of the markets. So without taking much of your time, let me directly get into the topic. So today I am going to discuss on a particular small cap stock which I had recently invested into. In fact, if you see this stock, I had earlier also bought years back, 5-6 years back, and I had sold that at a higher value. But now that many of the things about the company has changed, the management has brought in a lot of value addition to the company. I have decided to reinvest in the company, and already I have entered into this stock during the last 2-3 weeks. So the stock name is NAVA Ltd. Earlier the stock was named as Navabharat Ventures. Even if you search about this company in YouTube, you will not be able to get much of details on this topic, especially none of the analysts are covering this small cap company. Maybe you can see some traders talking about this regarding the curve, regarding the technical charts, etc. But here, as our group strongly believes in fundamentals of a company, I am here to discuss on the fundamentals of the company and how the company may perform going forward. As always, the main disclaimer, I am not a SEBI registered advisor. So you have to decide based on my video and your own research whether to enter or exit this stock. So NAVA Limited was established long back in 1972. So it's not a new company. It's very well in the industry for long time. So the company is mainly known as a ferroalloys manufacturer. NAVA Limited is a multinational company operational in India, Southeast Asia, and also very well in Africa. They have got diversification into a lot of businesses. They are into metal manufacturing, power business, mining business, agro business, and also into healthcare business, which they have recently entered. There are more than 1,000 employees in the company, operational over 2 continents. The continents being Asia and Africa. The manufacturing capability of this company is around 2 lakh tons per year, as far as the metal manufacturing business is concerned. The company also, as I explained earlier, is into power business. That's like selling power. So they have got installed capacity of around 743 megawatt electrical. Out of that 743 megawatt, almost 723 is operational, and they are having a planned load factor varying from 70 to 90%. Company is working with lot of sugarcane farmers for production of sugar and ethanol. Recently, in 2017, the company has entered into healthcare business as well. In 2010, company had a game changer business strategy of acquiring Zambia's largest coal mine, which is Mamba Collieries. In 2016, in the same coal mine, the company set up a 300 megawatt electrical thermal power plant. So this is the only power plant in Zambia, and this is for selling electricity to the Zambian area. They have made a power purchase agreement with the Zambian government, and at a unit rate, they will be selling the power to the government, and government in fact will be paying them back. We will later get to the details of that. In India, they have ferroalloys business, power and agro business. In Zambia, they have power, mining and agro business. Power, already I mentioned, in Zambia is the 300 megawatt electrical power plant, and mining, obviously they are using the coal mine of Mamba Collieries, and that coal is being fired in the coal-fired boiler to generate the 300 megawatt electrical. And agro business include, they have some avocado farming and such agro businesses. They are still expanding that business, but still they are very well into this. Malaysia and Singapore, they have got the recent healthcare business. The company entered into this power generation business since 1997 for self-consumption and also for external sale. The ferroalloys business include manganese and chromium alloys. They are catering to ferroalloy requirements of India, Middle East, East Asia and Europe as well. So you must be thinking, what is a ferroalloy? So to simplify it, ferroalloy is mainly part of steel, whatever we use as steel, say Tata Steel or whatever. So as far as steel is concerned, every 1 ton of steel contains 1.5% of manganese alloy. They also produce silico-manganese and ferromanganese, which are mainly used for domestic and international supply as well. They also had a ferrochrome facility for supplying dedicatedly to Tata Steel. But now recently, a few months back, they have declared that because of some technical issue, they are unable to cater to this requirement of Tata Steel, and they are converting that ferrochrome complex for producing this ferrochrome facility to manganese alloy itself. So manganese alloy, as I told you, is one of the major business of them. Though they are cyclical in nature, they have large amount of exports for these manganese alloys. These metals are vital to automobile industry, railroad construction, and also for stainless steel consumer goods. So they have got two ferroalloy plants in India, one in Palancha, Telangana, another in Karakprasad, Orissa. In Palancha, they have got a 1,25,000 tons of manganese alloy production. And in Orissa, they have got production capacity of 75,000 tons of chromium alloys. Now coming to the power business. So power business is a little bit complicated. So I will look into my diary and tell you the figures. So they have got 150 plus 114 megawatt electrical at Palancha, Telangana, 150 megawatt at Karakprasad, Orissa, 20 megawatt at Dharmavaram, AP, and 9 megawatt at Samalkot, AP. This 20 and 9 megawatt is not operational on coal, they are bagasse based. So again, it's biomass based. Again, in Zambia, they have got 300 megawatt unit. This 300 megawatt is mainly for Zambian national utility grid. So they are having a long-term agreement with the government. So earlier they were having agreement of 11 cents per unit. Now it has been revised to 9 odd units. So 9 odd cents. Later, recently it has been renegotiated to 9 odd cents. Those details we'll further get in the later sessions of this video. So all the megawatts added up, as I mentioned in the earlier session, it is 743 megawatt, out of which 723 is operational. The 20 megawatt plant in Dharmavaram is not actually functional for now, but seems they are looking for some revival in that 20 megawatt plant as well. So in addition to the ferroalloys business and the power business, they have got O&M business as well, operation and maintenance contracts. So NAVA Energy Pte Limited, which is in Singapore, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of NAVA Limited. So they are into O&M, renovation, revamp, ACE power plant upgradation, etc. The team is also well aware of multi-fuel fired power plants, including biomass. The next business is mining. So in Zambia, they already have these Mamba collieries. So the business of mining takes care of the Mamba colliery plant. And there, almost 190 million tons of coal is estimated to be mined. So that coal is being used for powering the 300 megawatt electrical power plant in Zambia. As I told, they are also into agro business. So they are having 40 years of experience in this agro business, mainly into sugar production. In Zambia also, they have allocated 1,000 hectares of land for cane sugar farming. Even they are exploring the avocado farming in the farmland. All these are soon to roll out. Again, healthcare business, as I told, they have started in 2017. So then Navabharat Ventures, now called NAVA Limited, had acquired TIASH Pte Limited of Singapore and Malaysia, and that is how they have really entered into the healthcare business, which is an intravenous iron injection. So this is for mainly women. So because of the iron deficiency, so these things are being catered by this business name. Another is TIS Health. So they are into corporate health programs and medical awareness programs. Also they have Compai Pharma. They are into licensing of pharma products. This concludes all the business wings of the NAVA Limited. So you can see there is a good diversification. Not that diversified, but diversified enough to maintain the profitability from one business or the other if one goes down. There were some litigations in the company, so I will not get into that. So recently they have cleared a 64-acre land in Nacharam. So in April 2020-22 only, they have cleared these litigations in the court. They have contacted two main consultants for sale of this large land parcel. They are expecting this land to be sold in coming 2-3 years. So once the land is sold, the money which is unlocking out of this land parcel sale will come to the books. So again, the company is trading at a very low price to book value. So addition of this money into the book value again makes it a attractive buy. They are also exploring acquiring of a manganese ore in Ivory Coast. Basically, this project is under study. They have spent some less than $1 million for this project, and they will be concluding on what to do on this project in the coming 6 to 7 months. This acquiring of manganese ore can also value add to their business. Now getting into the financial ratios. If you see, the price to book value is around 0.6, price to earnings is around 4.4, market capitalization is around 3,400 odd crore, debt to equity ratio is 0.7, on a TTM basis it is 0.37, debt figure as such is 3,880 crore, current ratio is 1.12, which is fairly good enough. As I told regarding the power purchase agreement with the Zambian government, the government was not paying for the power purchase for the past few years to the NAVA Limited. So they were having some issue with the working capital management because the government was unable to pay the entire amount. Actually, the earlier rate was 11.57 cents around per unit of electricity. Now, in the recent 2 months before, they have renegotiated the power purchase agreement and they have reduced the rate from 11.57 to 9.06 cents per unit. So they have actually reduced, but now the company claims that the Zambian government is regularly paying them every month as far as the power purchase is concerned. But as far as the earlier outstanding is concerned, they are having an arbitration going on and the final decision is expected in this December. And if the court gives a decision in support of NAVA Limited, then the Zambian government will have to pay all the outstanding amount to the NAVA Limited, which can be utilized by NAVA Limited to reduce the debt for the Zambian business, because they have bifurcated the debt of Indian business and Zambian business. So Zambian business is having a very large debt compared to Indian business. Indian business is like almost debt free, but Zambian business, because of this outstanding for power purchase agreement, has got good amount of debt. So once the amount is cleared in the arbitration at the court, then they can clear off the debt and the company balance sheet will be very attractive. For power industry, the peers for this group can be Adani Power, NTPC, Power Grid, Adani Green, etc. One concern here is that if you see the solvency check, as far as the Altman Z score is concerned, it is computed as 1.71. So anything below 1.8 is considered to be having a threat of solvency. But as far as I am concerned, I will ignore this Altman score because of what all things which I have mentioned, as far as the land parcel sale, the Zambian business arbitration at court. So all these things, once it is cleared, they will be out of the higher debt levels, and their current assets also they will improve, and so they will be out of the working capital cash crunch. Currently, the company is having a negative free cash flow, which is a big negative for me. But again, as I told, because of this value unlocking, things would get improved. Currently, the promoter is holding around 49.5% in the company. FIAs are holding around 9.4% as on June 2022. Now getting into one big news. Recently, in 17th August 2022, Employee Retirement System of Texas, they have bought into this company almost 0.7% of the company, and they have bought at around 246.2 rupees. And almost a week after that, so in 25th August 2022, the CEO of the company, Devineni Ashwin, had offloaded equivalent amount of stocks. Basically, he has sold in open market at a rate of 230.7 rupees. So it's again 0.7% of the company. So this is like, as far as I am concerned, the FIA had bought in, and that much amount the company CEO, the promoter, has given off. So there is nothing to fear about this as far as I am concerned, because the company has been buying. They were increasing the promoter stake every year on year or quarter on quarter. But once the company has gone into good valuation, maybe some cash requirements for personal use as well, the CEO would have sold the stock. So still, he was earlier having 3.1% stake, now 0.7 is being reduced. And also on the latest news of that ferrochrome business being discontinued with Tata Steel, the company was punished by the investors and the company has dipped almost 15% from their all-time highs. Company has got a good ROCE of 15%, return on equity of 12%, and return on assets of 5.56%. Net margins also is fairly good at 15.52%. The dividend yield is also varying from 3 to 4%, which is good enough. The company also has been paying dividends consistently. Once their business profit goes high, their dividend also go high, and if the business is not performing, they used to reduce the dividend, which is fair enough. Now, as I told about the working capital, I had get into the books of the company for some past annual reports and even recent annual reports and the financial statements. So I could see that there is some issue with the working capital management of the company. In 2022, they had a capex of 6,268 crore, and in 2021, they had a capex plan of 3,282 crore. The cash conversion cycle is minus 1899. So regarding the cash conversion cycle, the working capital management, what is working capital, all those things are very well explained in my earlier sessions. So you can go back to my playlist and see what all are CCC cash conversion cycle and WC working capital, and then come back and have a look at this. So on my screen, I have tabulated the working capital calculations. So capex plans, then the profit before tax, the operating cash flow, and the net operating cash flow. So these things are tabulated here. So I will not explain, better you look at the screen and understand that. So from these figures, if I calculate the working capital is nothing but the current assets minus the current liabilities. Current assets include cash, trade receivables, and also inventory. As far as the current liability is concerned, it is the amount payable or the trade payable. So once I put in the figures for the working capital for 2022 year and 2021 year, you will see that the working capital requirement for 2022 is almost 14% more than the 2021, the last year. Though the profit was much high for 2022, because of the larger requirement of working capital, the operating cash flow is lesser for 2022 compared to 2021, even after having a huge amount of profit margin compared to 2021. So don't just go with the profit figures. You really have to dig into the operating cash flow. As I always say, the free cash flow is very important. So is the operating cash flow. So why the working capital would have gone high? It's because the trade receivables are higher. So because of the Zambian government power purchase agreement being on an issue, they are to pay the amount to the company. So that is why the trade receivables are on a higher side. That's why the working capital has gone so high, and hence the operating cash flow has gone very low compared to the last year, even after having these higher profits. So because of this bulk deal and the Tata Steel ferrochrome business discontinuation, stock has been punished a lot. But I feel because of all the factors which I have mentioned here, the company has got huge potential going forward. And many would say that it has touched a all-time high recently, few months back, and now it will go to a lower level. Even though if it may go to a lower level, it's an opportunity for you to average buy and participate in the company's future growth. If you see the company management, and if you see the employee welfare, if you see the social responsibility, if you see the business model, all these are really positive as per my analysis, and the stock is also at a good valuation as far as the price to book value and other return figures are concerned. So I'm really bullish on this stock and will be investing more if I get more dips. Already I'm very well invested in this stock, so I expect it to be a multi-bagger going forward. So you can do your own stock analysis, fundamental analysis, and enter the stock if you find it a value buy. Hope you have enjoyed this session. Till next time, happy investing.